What if I told you that the reason a billion-dollar company like Duolingo is struggling has nothing to do with its performance and everything to do with some simple math? It's a concept called multiple compression. And while it's absolutely crushing Duolingo, it's also the exact reason I'm buying stocks such as Amazon and Microsoft right now. This isn't just some boring theory. Multiple compression and expansion is the hidden force in the market that makes great companies watch their stock prices plummet while creating outsized returns in others. And once you see it, it will fundamentally change how you look at every stock in your portfolio. For most investors, it's a foreign concept that is overlooked and more often than not leads to portfolio losses rather than massive gains. So, how is it possible that Duolingo, a company that just blew past $1 billion in revenue, a company with millions of people using it every single day, saw its stock get completely decimated? It's a paradox. They hit their targets, the numbers were fantastic, and yet the stock fell off a cliff. Meanwhile, I'm over here getting more and more bullish on a giant like Amazon, even as it faces its own pullbacks. It sounds backwards, I know, but by the end of this video, I promise that the logic will be crystal clear. All right, before we get into the weeds with Duolingo and Amazon, we need to talk about the principle that explains this whole mess: multiple compression. I know it sounds like a fancy Wall Street word, but the idea is actually pretty simple. A stock's price is basically just two things multiplied together. First, you have the company's earnings per share, or EPS. This is the performance part, how much the actual company made in profit. Second, you have the price to earnings multiple, or the PE ratio. This is the expectation part. It's the price tag investors are willing to pay for each dollar of a company's earnings. So, stock price equals earnings times the PE multiple. When a company is young and growing, investors get really excited. They think earnings will explode into the future, so they're willing to pay a ridiculously high price for each dollar of current earnings. They'll pay a multiple, sometimes 50, 60, even 100 times earnings. That's called multiple expansion. But what happens when that excitement starts to wear off? Not because the company is failing, but just because its insane growth is, slowing down. It's maturing. What used to be 40% growth is now looking more like 20% growth. That's still great, but it's not the crazy numbers you've been seeing. This is where the trouble starts. Investors are no longer willing to pay that crazy premium. Their expectations for the future get a reality check, so they start paying less for each dollar of earnings. The PE multiple compresses or shrinks. Maybe it drops from a 50 down to a 30 or even a 20. And here's the trap. A company's earnings can still be growing, but if the multiple shrinks faster than the earnings are rising, the stock price will fall. Earnings can jump 20%, but if the PE multiple gets chopped in half, your investment is going down hard. This is the silent killer of high-growth stocks. It's not about the company doing poorly. It's about the market's feelings changing. And this is exactly what just happened to Duolingo. Let's look at the evidence. In early 2026, Duolingo was on top of the world. They proudly announced that they had surpassed $1 billion in annual revenue for the first time. Their daily active users had shot up. By all traditional metrics, this was a home run, a reason to pop the champagne. But the stock market didn't get the memo. In fact, after reporting their earnings and giving guidance for the rest of 2026, the stock plummeted, dropping over 22% in a single day. From its peak, the stock has been hammered. So, what happened? The answer wasn't in the results. It was in the forecast. The company's performance was great. Revenue was up 35% year over year. But Wall Street is a forward-looking machine, and Duolingo's own management told investors that future growth was slowing. They guided for revenue growth in 2026 to be somewhere between 15 and 18%. Bookings growth, a key sign of future revenue, was expected to slow down to around 11%. For a stock that was priced for hyper-growth, this was a death sentence. Suddenly, that sky-high PE multiple made 0 sense. The market panicked and aggressively repriced the stock for a future of slower, more normal growth. The narrative changed overnight. Duolingo went from a tech darling to just another software company. Its multiple compressed from those nosebleed levels all the way down to a more typical software multiple in the mid-teens on a forward basis. Think about the math. Even with earnings growing, a multiple compression of that size will crush a stock price every time. The stock's fall wasn't a comment on Duolingo's quality. It's a giant in its space. The fall was a reflection of a brutal mathematical fact. Its valuation had gotten way ahead of its more realistic future. Institutional investors saw it coming, and big banks started slashing their price targets. This is multiple compression in the real world. Even with a growing user base and $1 billion in sales, a simple change in expectations was enough to wipe out a massive chunk of the stock's value. It's a painful lesson, but it leads us straight to our next big idea. So that's the pressure that has been absolutely crushing Duolingo. It's the story of a great company whose stock was priced for a level of perfection it just couldn't maintain. Now, let's flip this entire idea on its head and see why this same logic makes a giant like Amazon look like such a compelling buy to me right now. But before we go there, if you are finding this breakdown useful and you want more analysis like this, please take half a second and just hit the subscribe button. It's free and it really does help the channel out a ton, and it makes sure you won't miss my future videos. Now, unlike Duolingo, which was trading at a peak valuation when its growth story started to slow, Amazon is in a totally different boat. It's a mature behemoth. Nobody expects it to grow at 50% a year. And here's the key. The market isn't pricing it that way either. Over the last couple of years, Amazon already had its own painful period of multiple compression. After the pandemic boom, the stock faced major headwinds, and its PE ratio, which was once in the stratosphere, has come down to a much more reasonable forward PE, hovering in the 25 to 30 range. For a company of Amazon's quality, that's an attractive starting point. A lot of the pessimism is already baked into the price. While Duolingo's growth is slowing down, Amazon's growth is durable, diverse, and absolutely massive. You're getting multiple businesses under one roof. First, there's the e-commerce and advertising machine. It prints cash and has a competitive moat as wide as the river it's named after. With over 240 million Prime members, its scale is just untouchable. But the real story for future growth is Amazon Web Services, or AWS. This is the undisputed king of cloud computing, the very foundation of the biggest trend of our lifetime, artificial intelligence. AWS is an absolute juggernaut, growing at a blistering pace, even on its massive revenue base. It has a colossal backlog of future contracts. The demand for AI infrastructure is exploding, and Amazon is investing tens of billions of dollars to capture it. Some investors see that spending and get nervous, but I see it as a sign of incredible confidence from management. CEO Andy Jassy has basically said they are selling AI capacity as fast as they can plug it in. And AWS isn't just a growth engine, it's a high margin one, with operating margins consistently north of 30%. As AWS becomes a bigger and bigger slice of the Amazon pie, it's going to drive huge profit growth for years. So let's apply the same math. Amazon is projected to grow its earnings at a solid clip, let's say 18% or more annually. If you buy the stock at today's compressed multiple, and that multiple simply stays the same, you're set to earn that return that mirrors that impressive earnings growth. You don't need the multiple to expand for this to be a fantastic investment. And that's the beauty of it. With Duolingo, you were betting on perfection. But with Amazon, the multiple has already been reset. We can buy into a world-class growth story at a fair price. If the company keeps executing, your downside is cushioned by a reasonable valuation, and your upside is driven by the unstoppable force of AWS and the AI revolution. So let's wrap this up. The wild story of Duolingo falling while Amazon becomes a buy boils down to that one powerful idea: multiple compression. First, we saw how it's a trap. Duolingo crushed it, hitting $1 billion in revenue. But because its future growth is slowing, the market hammered its PE multiple and the stock collapsed. Investors who bought at the top were paying for a perfect future that was never going to last. Second, we saw how that same force creates an opportunity. Amazon, the seasoned veteran, has already taken its lumps with multiple compression. Today, you can buy its dominant growth engines, especially the AI-powered AWS, at a much fairer price. The risk of the multiple getting crushed again is lower, but the potential for steady, long-term growth is incredibly high. This isn't about which company is better. It's about the price you're willing to pay for their future growth. My conviction in Amazon is growing because the math is starting to look really good. I'm not betting on hype. I'm buying a dominant business with a clear path for growth at a valuation that gives me a margin of safety. Meanwhile, the market is punishing Duolingo for no longer being perfect. I base my investments on three things: growth, profitability, and safety. The safety part of the equation is huge for me. There is no world I can see where Amazon goes to zero in the next 5 years. But I can't say the same for Duolingo. The safety of Amazon combined with an attractive entry is where I'll be putting my money. But that's my take. Now I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Duolingo's future? Do you believe in Amazon's story? Or do you see risk that I'm missing? Drop your analysis in the comments below. And if you've got some value from this video, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.